Hey yo, it is February the 22nd, 2018, and at this point I know I'm just wasting everybody's time, but this stuff's gotten absurd and it's getting even more absurd, right? I want to relate to you in case if you haven't seen it, but the whole entirety of the media is parading around four or five children or something like that. I mean, they're parading around certain groups of children, talking about gun legislation, talking about riding up bills and stuff like this, putting them on, putting them on school buses, taking them on field trips over to where the laws are getting considered. Right? And of course, when their idea gets shot down, it's not their idea, by the way. This was planted into them. They are impressionable children. Anyways, when the idea got planted into their head that we need to erase all guns, and the thing is, of course, it's not just semi-automatic, quote, assault rifles. It just couldn't be. Because if we're talking about something that can destroy a little child, we're talking about guns in general. Just period. And there's some people out there that tell you, I don't want any guns in America at all, period. All right? And you got to give respect to those people because at least they're being honest. All the rest of the people ain't even being honest because that's what they want to, but they want to beat around the bush about it. That's what they want to do. And you got the media, which is pretty, I mean, you want to say the word treason, but we'll just say ignorant, criminally ignorant. The criminally ignorant media, they parade around some kids. Now, there's other kids that go to that school who are very pro Second Amendment, but you're going to hear from them, right? Shut them the hell up, right? Because that's what CNN does. That's what the MBMCs, the LGBTQs do, all right? So they have these little children they're parading around. They say, hey, if you don't give us all your guns, if you don't sign away all your rights, well, it's because you're hating these children. And these children are crying. And these children are telling you to grow up and save their lives. Meanwhile, the whole situation is absurd. And I'm actually glad to see the children getting on school buses and getting the hell away from the schools. All right, because those seem to be places where they can get easily gunned down, those schools. I wonder why. I wonder if it could be because it's a no-gun zone. I wonder if it's because it's got signs that say, hey, look, you might want to murder everybody because we don't got guns. All right. So, but I'm glad actually that they're getting on school buses and getting the hell away from schools. In fact, you know, it's weird. It's kind of a benchmark, but I got to let y'all know that it's getting to the point, it's gotten to this point now that people, yeah, they're joking when they say ban schools, but actually it's starting to sink in that perhaps we should start banning schools due to their worthlessness. Due to the fact is that they're just giving us the runaround and putting us in jail and teaching us all sort of stuff we don't want to know. All right, banning school. It's like it's so ironic that these children are taking time off from school, which they don't need, to go out in the real world and start talking about changing laws and legislation, which actually does sound kind of cool when you think about it. But that's them in the real world now. A world they've never seen before. Alright? The schools is the problem. Here's the thing. The children. God bless the children. They're out here talking about we need laws to keep us safe. We need laws to keep us safe. That means take away your rights. That's what that means. Meanwhile, just quite simply, before we get out of here, and I know I've said it 1,000 times, but meanwhile, there's laws currently against having a gun, specifically at the places in which who are getting shot up. Have you noticed? There already are laws against that. And I'm not talking about a fine either. You get caught with a gun and you're on school property, you got serious problems on your hands. They're going to put you somewhere for a while. Alright, so there is laws against it. Like I said, there's no amount of laws to keep you safe. At the same time, with these 17, 16, 17, 18-year-old children out here, what they don't understand, what nobody's telling them, is it is completely impossible that we basically have more guns than human beings here in America. So you think you're going to get rid of them, you're not going to get rid of them. It is impossible. There's no amount of legislation that'll do it. Nobody's telling these children that. Instead, they're parading them around pumping them full of ignorance and naivete, and telling you, hey, you're a bad person, you want to kill children if you don't agree with their ass backwardness. Alright, it is February the 22nd, 2018. I appreciate all y'all out there. Stuff is reaching epically absurd proportions. It's epically absurd. And now, people really are thinking about banning schools. On the cool, you know what I'm saying? The low-key people down here at the bottom and stuff, we really are thinking about banning schools at this point. We're joking about it, but we're not joking about it because it's absurd. I'll holler at y'all later.